Hey everybody, welcome to High Class Redneck Outdoors. I have right here an M1941 military wood stove, wood and coal, um, that I was able to find at a semi-local surplus dealer. And we're building a cabin. Um, up in the sticks, up north a little bit, and I needed a stove to heat my shop. I would like to have a standalone as well until we get the bathroom done, and this would be perfect because we have more wood than we could probably ever burn in a lifetime. And I thought, well, why not be totally off grid, and then have a way just to heat water and then mix it in, for a shower, and we'll get into that maybe on a different episode. But right now, so I was looking online like everybody else does, Amazon, and all those things, and they sell some quality stuff. However, for the quality stuff, it's fairly expensive. I found a couple that I really did like, and then I thought, well, let me check with the surplus, because I'm a surplus nerd. I was in the military. And military grade stuff, as we all know, if you don't, educate yourself, because military grade equipment is about the best that there is on most things. So anyways, this one here is brand new, and I know it's hard to see that, but indeed it's brand new. And I paid a really reasonable amount of money for this. And so here it is. So it comes with, this is a 4-inch stove pipe setup, and I've seen 2-inch. To me, that's just too small. The 6-inch is probably a little big than what I wanted to do with it. But we're going to unbox it, is what we're doing. Okay? So these, if you can see this, these pipes fit together almost like a funky tongue and groove. And once you get them together, they do work really, really well. I loved the first one so much, I went and bought another. Because when we burned it out, we did it right out here last night, cooked on it. Once we burned it out, it was fantastic. So I was like, man, I got to get another one, because they're not making these any longer, obviously. Well, because so most of you probably have heard of Cosmoline, and the Russians use it. We use it. Most military, the Chinese, they use it to prolong their equipment, guns, stoves, things like that that are steel, that are iron, that will rust. And they have a little bit of rust on them, just by way of virtue, because they were built in 1952. These were. And so you need to assemble everything and put it and burn it out, because it's incredibly toxic and incredibly stinky. And so when you do this, make sure you put your carcass upwind, because I guarantee you that this stuff will make you probably grow a third eye, maybe even a third nipple. You don't want to be breathing this stuff. So it comes with all of these things, and it's really cool. This is just a simple poker, this little apparatus here. And then, as I learned later, where's my standby? So this goes along with it too. This is just a simple lid. You can feed larger fire or larger wood in here, and then you just simply you swing it closed and it locks. And this also doubles as a handle, so that you don't burn your paws. Because I did a couple times last night. I was like, oh, there we go, that's how you do it. Anyways, there's a lid, pops in, then it swings. Really slick, very simple. I was told that this is rolled steel, and it's stamped right on the top. You guessed it, USA. I don't buy China stuff unless I'm forced to. So it comes with that poker. It comes with just a simple, very nice, looks like galvanized steel, ash kind of removal tool. Comes with the flume. But it's really cool. This is stamped, USA. It was made in Erie, Pennsylvania. It's very cool, old school, and it says Griswold New American. Pretty cool. I just like that stuff. I geek out on it. Let's see, what else do we have in? So this top here is pretty cool. It can get pretty sticky, how it fits. Comes apart, no big deal. Very simple, very easy to maneuver, pack up, move somewhere, take whatever. So we'll probably burn this later. Some 1952 circa wood right there. And then what we have in here, and I thought this was really cool, it comes with a very nice US stamp cast iron grate. And here it has this sliding apparatus, and at first I thought I have no idea what this is. But in this configuration, you can simply take this, or I think it goes like this. Yeah, well, it's on the inside, you can shake it to get all of the ash to the bottom, and then you scoop it out. B, to get the flame going a little better. Sometimes, especially if you're using coal, I would assume that you would need to do that probably more often. So there's that. Some wood packing. You don't ever see that anymore. Crazy. And then here's the actual lid that I wanted to show you. Sorry, same lid. And the base of it is very simple, just like it looks. And it does have a bottom door for a draft. Obviously very simple, swings in and out. Welded on, and it has a door hinge right there. Rudimentary, but it works. And then I found out last night that the fire was going so good that it would suck this door closed. And I was like, and then of course that slows the fire down, which is okay in a normal situation, but I wanted this to get so friggin' hot, God could see it, to burn off. So what I did is I just realized that obviously you just take the tab and fold it down and it won't suck that door in. And so then there's the base plate. Very simple design. And this would be this probably coupled with a really good fire type resistant mat for a tent, I think would work fantastic. Now, if this isn't cool enough, this is when my geek really came out. In the bottom of this, I don't know if you can see that very well, but this is a really old Garizi envelope. So I almost threw it away. I had no clue what it was. And I opened it up on this other one that I did last night. And I don't know, I giggled a little bit because I like this kind of thing. This is the field manual. And like I said, I just love that stuff. And it's stamped March 1952. Okay, so this unit here, like I said, it's the tent stove. And with this, and we'll show you in a minute, and I did buy one. I bought the kit that goes inside here, and it's extremely cool. It will burn gasoline, stove oil, kerosene, diesel fuel. I don't know really who wants to burn that stuff, but if you're cold enough, Jack, I'll burn whatever. So I knew I needed to get that. So anyways, this manual is just super cool. It breaks it all down in detail, exactly how to use it, exactly how to set it up, what it's for. If you can see that, that is just super cool. Because, like, you know, I wasn't born in 1952, you know, so I didn't really know. And the old boys at the place, you know, that I got it from, they knew all about it, but they were busy. Okay, so then I think you get the point with the handbook. Very cool. And like I mentioned earlier, I also bought, because why wouldn't I? I also bought one of those oil burners, gas burners, whatever they call it. And understand that you have to have a jerry can military type gas cap, because this works in conjunction with that, and it breaks it down in that manual really well, and I'm thankful, because that could be a little dangerous, I would think. So this, they said it was brand new, so it better be. It was brand new. That's cool. Oh. Looks like it comes out in a big old piece. Oh yeah. Okay. That's very cool. So I don't know much about it. It does come with really good hard lines, which I'm really glad to see that, because I wouldn't want to do this with any kind of, you know, plastic, or excuse me, like rubber fuel line or anything like that. I wouldn't want to do this with any kind of, you know, plastic, or excuse me, like rubber fuel line or anything like that. That just doesn't seem to mesh with my way of thinking. And the rest of this stuff is really, really tight in there. So it looks like I'll have to unscrew the top. So I'll tell you what, I'll do my due diligence and actually read the manual, and then we'll put it together, and I'll show you that later, and then I'll show you how we burn this thing out. Nothing earth-shattering, but you have to do it, or like we talked before, that could be really bad. Don't put any of this kind of stuff in a tent or in any kind of an enclosed area, even an open garage. Don't do that. That's bad. So, man, that's really heavy duty. That's very cool. Well, you can tell it's old. Wow. Very cool. Okay, then we'll get back and we'll burn this thing out. Thanks. Okay. I also wanted to show you guys this. Obviously, the stovepipe is designed like this, so that you can stack, because that's two right there, so that you can stack them. But I was going a little bonkers yesterday trying to figure out how to, not as strong as I used to be, but how to roll this, and it's almost like a tongue and groove, right? Like I was saying before. The only way I was able to do it without throwing it across the garage is this. Just do some simple bending. Okay. And then that was the only, like I said, that was the only way that I was able to be strong enough to fit it in. And you'll hear that snap. Okay. So now it's all goofy looking and it's uneven. So you simply tap it on the ground. That evens the top. And then simply just do one of these numbers like you'd think you know, makes sense. Bend it back. That's it. I kind of did mine a little goofy, so right, this is what I said. Here's the flume. What you're doing is you're basically doing one of these numbers, and that's closing the airflow. Not all the way, but it's choking it way down, which will make it burn a lot slower, which in a tent, that's what you want, is for it to burn, you know, burn slower. So this is going to be my first piece of pipe. This is what's going to go on top of the stove. Okay, so what you want to do is fit it in here. All you sit, there's a spring, simply push in, turn the cam, and it'll pop right out. Super, super easy. So then I learned not to go too far down, because then it's hard to put it in there. So what I did is I just simply drill my first hole. Wow, this groove is terrible. Like, wow, terrible. Yeah. Then, just simply put it in, and I'm not even sure what size it is. You'll figure that out. Put it all the way in, and all that cosmoline and stuff is just scraping off as I put it in. So it's definitely full of that stuff. So then you wanna level this the best that you can, and it really isn't that big of a deal. The first one I did was pretty pretty crooked, but then I just kind of eyeball it like this, make sure that it looks good right there, and then hold it all down like this, and then just simply push like this. And what that's going to do is create a dimple on the other side. Easy peasy. Turn it around, find the dimple. Simply do the same thing. Just drill that dimple. Get a better bit, which it's terrible. Okay, so then you just simply insert it, just a little ways. Take the flume, and I know that you can't particularly see all of this. I get that, but once you take it apart the first time and you take the pin out, it's really easy to. You're like, okay, it's really easy to understand. So then I put it in like that, and if you keep it closer to the top, like I said, it's so much easier. Now if I can, there we go. Cool. And then you push it, you push the spring in, and it's a simple cam mechanism. And then it just locks itself, very slick, because it's all portable. It needs to come apart so that you can pack it away, right? Now, can you see that? Simple as that. And hey, it's almost straight. Almost. Good enough. Hold on. Is there any way you could open it more? Yeah. Thick paper. Yeah, something already smells funky. Oh yeah, it stinks. There's absolutely no doubt about any of that. Stuff already coming off, and you can see in there too. So make sure the flume is open, and it is. Okay, so like I said, you absolutely have to burn this stuff off, okay? This is really toxic. And to be honest with you, I really don't actually know all the compounds that are in here, but I guarantee you it's bad. And I love the environment, but this is just something you have to do to be able to use this thing. So the trick is to get it as hot as you can, obviously, because this is rolled steel. This is good old American rolled steel. It's tougher than nails. So you really got to bake it. And it's probably hard to see, but it's kind of cool. The wind's actually perfect right now for me. It's kind of cool because it just starts to look like black glass, like broken glass. It's really cool. And then it heats up, and then it's really cool in the end because the pipe already looks really good. This went really well, but in the end, this thing comes out so clean. And then we burnt more, wood in it, to sear our steak and stuff like that. It was pretty fun. But it was incredible how long it burned, because I stoked it down like this with the door, stuff like that. It was really cool. I'm gonna feed it a little bit more. So obviously this is how you want to feed it, which normally is really cool, but right now you really have to be careful. But I want it hot. Okay, as you can see, the burn's going really well. It's really neat how it just jumps off the material on it. Make sure that you sweep it up. You really don't want that, just kind of blowing around, because that ain't good. But anyways, that was fun. I hope you enjoyed it. This is for a cabin. This is for prepping. This is for all kinds of different things. And until next time, make sure you have some class. Keep it a little redneck.